problem that you have when you have, shall we say, diva TV presenters is that basically in America, I don't know if you know this, chums, but if you get fired from your job, more or less that's it. You don't get a chance to say goodbye, go back on screen, warn the viewers. Over here, of course, in the United Kingdom, things are a little bit softer. And some people say this is now going to be problematic moving forward, as ever, allegedly, for the daytime channel that is, of course, ITV. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me on a very hot day here in London town. Hope you're all keeping well, one and all, and of course do keep safe wherever you are. Always nice to have your company too, but of course, you know what I'm saying. If you are in London, do be careful. I often point this out. Just be very careful what happens. Chums, lovely to have your company, and as ever, thank you so much for joining me. We'll have a lovely wave. Yeah, you know, as I said, it's interesting because what you now find in these difficult times, particularly what you're learning over here with some of the, shall we say, stars of ITV daytime, is that they're really truly falling apart. You know, every single day now we're hearing from very expensive, highly paid TV presenters about how their world's crumbling, they can't believe it, etc. But partly, you know, some might suggest in things like daytime TV shows like The View over in America, fronted by Whoopi Goldberg, well, it's their own fault why Disney, ABC are so much struggling with their ratings. You get the picture. And moving forward, bigger things are happening over here. By the way, this is going to be interesting. Whoopi Goldberg, apparently, is doing some live dates this September in the United Kingdom. Wonder how well they'll do. You know what I'm saying? Interesting though, isn't it? Because as I say, over here, daytime TV, bit of a struggle. And in particular, one lady who's getting a ferocious backlash, even though she's been at the channel for, well, 30 plus years. We're talking about the icon that she likes to be called, that is Lorraine Kelly. Sometimes actress, sometimes TV presenter. Many people suggest, of course, a person playing a role. In fact, that's what her accountant famously said when they were discussing her, shall we say, tax requirements, to put it politely. Now, Lorraine's in trouble once again because if you don't know, recently they decided to slash her show down from 5 days a week to 30 weeks per year. Many suggested, of course, this was pushed on by the fact that there was an online campaign basically called "Where is Lorraine?" because apparently much of the time she didn't front her own show. You get the picture. Now, moving forward, Lorraine, one people again suggest, made an almighty gaffe when announcing the sad death of a reality TV favourite and icon in her own right, TV cleaner from How Clean Is Your House? That is, of course, Kim Woodburn. Now, I met Kim myself, a very feisty lady, but a definite one-off. There's no two ways about it. And she made it very clear previously that she was no fan of Lorraine Kelly. In fact, basically going online and saying that she's not all that. So you can understand exactly why Lorraine wasn't exactly, well, thrilled, in fact, to be forced to break that news live in her own TV show. But of course, this now resulted in a huge backlash. Many people suggesting that she either shouldn't have done it or indeed done it with a little bit more compassion. But as insiders have pointed out, it's now proving very difficult to control TV talent like This Morning, Loose Women, GMB are all looking and facing a very uncertain future. You see, let's not forget that Lorraine famously on air also was very disrespectful to the Conservative MP Esther McVey. Remember that? When Piers Morgan, the then presenter, said, "You remember Esther?" No, she didn't remember her at all, even though they shared a dressing room for over a year and appeared on screen. Clearly, there was a little bit of, the kids say, beef between the two. The problem that ITV have now is they can't really chastise her because the bottom line is they couldn't remove her from screen as ever, allegedly, because the bottom line is they'd have to pay her off, which would be a lot of money. Now, Lorraine's contract allegedly expires in 2026, and she's yet to decide what she wants to do moving forward in the future. But she's not stopped there. Even on today's show, there was a segment about the sexiest politicians of the usual bunch. And the only person she showed a little bit of highlight was for the Deputy British Prime Minister, Angela Rayner. When it turned out that the male version of the sexiest politician of the year was none other than the Reform UK leader, Nigel Farage, she said, "I better shut up at this point." See, if she was an actress, she'd be able to act her way out of it a little bit better. The problem that ITV have now is moving forward for the remainder of this contract, how loose will Lorraine Kelly suddenly become? And will she dent that oh so cosy wee image that she's tried to build up over the 30 plus years that she's had a very highly paid job at ITV? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.